Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lorena and I'm a married mom of one. And today we're going to be going over my January budget. So I have yet to lay out the stickers for my budget, but I'm going to go ahead and just write all the expenses I have for the month, and then we'll go from there. And I will be referencing my December budget just so I can remember all of the bills that we have. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start out with my January fixed expenses. So I'm going to go ahead and write out okay, so category, due date, and amount. So the first bill I have in January will be for our solar, and that is due January 3rd, and the amount is $91. Then our next bill is our Sirius XM, and that is due on the 5th, and that is $20. Then we have our SoCal Gas, and that is due on the 5th as well. This is usually an estimate I do for 25. It normally doesn't get that high, but I'd rather over budget than under. Then our next fixed expense is our car insurance, which has actually gone down finally, and that is due on the 9th. And that is for $201 for 2 cars, full coverage. And the next bill is our Edison. That is just the connect fee since we do have solar. So that is due around the 15th. And that is $11. We also have Netflix, which I may be canceling because we hardly ever watch anything on there anymore. And that is $16 a month. And then we also have Frontier for our internet. We don't have cable. We do have a streaming service though. So that is due on the 19th. And that is $116 a month. Then our next bill will be Hulu. That's our streaming service. We do have one with live sports live TV because I do like to watch football at this time. And that is due on the 23rd, 24th, it fluctuates. And that is $55. And then, do I feel like I'm missing something here? I'm not sure. I'll get back to it if I forgot something. Then next we have my husband's phone. And his is actually due every 2 months. He has it with his work or through his work. So every 2 months, so that'll be around the 25th. I'll just write the 23rd. And that is $280 each month, but he will have just paid it in December. So I like to half that amount, so we already have that put aside. So then when it's due in February, we already have half of it, and then we'll just pay the other half, and we're good. And then we have my phone, and that is $65 a month. I am under my mother-in-law's plan, but we are really trying to get on our own plan, so hopefully that is something we can do in 2020. So after that we have my annual pass, well, my son and I's annual pass for Disneyland. That is due at the end of each month. That as well is under my mom's name. So she pays it and then I just give her the money for it. So that is at the end of the month, that's $100. And then usually at the end of each month is when our water, sewer, trash is due. So right now I've been estimating $130 a month for that. So that's what I'll put. And I'm going to go ahead and add up these totals. Actually, I'm going to have to do that later because I am using my phone to record and I don't have a calculator on me. So I'll just go ahead and write the total here and we'll come back to that. For our current debt, so that has our credit cards on there and our car payment and student loans. So I'm just going to go ahead and write that under here and I'll just put debt for now. So we do have a Bank of America credit card. And that is due usually around the 22nd. And the minimum payment for that is $25. But let me go ahead and write extra payment. I'll go ahead and write that in a little bit. So after Bank of America credit card, we also have a Living Spaces, and that is due on the 23rd. That is $183 a month, but I just make it an even $200, so that's an extra payment of $17. And then we also have a Discover credit card, and that is due around the 23rd as well. And that has a minimum payment of $111. And then we have the Dodge, which is our car payment. And that is due on the 18th of every month. Sorry, guys. And that is for $586. And then we have my husband's student loans. And that is actually due on the 14th of every month for $231. And we also have our mortgage. And that is due on the 12th. That I believe is $19.17 a month. But we do make an extra payment of, I believe, $16 a month, where it comes out to $19.33. And so okay, so I'm gonna actually be using my son's tablet to calculate everything. And sorry guys, I know this is like really annoying. It's going on a slant. I am writing on the floor. At this time I don't have a mount for my phone. So I'm just making do with what I have at the moment. So let's just go ahead and start calculating. So for solar we have 91 plus 20 plus 25 plus 201. And that comes out to $970. And then for our debt, that is $3,053. And I think I'm gonna have to move my mortgage to my fixed expenses just because I think that belongs there. So that is $3,053. And again, I'll have to come back for the Bank of America extra payment because I am trying to do somewhat of the snowball method. So this would be the first credit card I tackle, which has the lowest balance on it. So I will probably go ahead and show you guys our balances for our current debt in a little bit. And then, or if not this video, next one. So yeah. Okay, so next up we have my variable expenses for January. Okay, so I'll go ahead and write the category. And I like to write how much is put towards it each month and then each check rather than each week, because we do get 4 checks a month usually, 2 for my husband and 2 for myself. And so our categories are groceries, and that gets $500 a month and $125 each check. Then we have takeout, and that gets $120 a month, $30 a check. Then gas for myself, I get $200 a month or $50 a check. And then my husband's gas, he does carpool with his mother and sister. They both work at the same place in Anaheim. So they alternate weeks driving, so his gas doesn't come out to as much as if he were driving all the time, because that is about, I want to say 60 miles to and then 60 miles from, so it's like 120 miles in one day. So that times 5 days a week adds up pretty quickly. So we're grateful that he's able to alternate with his family. So then he would get $65 a check for that. And then our last one is household / toiletries. And that gets $60 a month. And we are just kind of playing around with the numbers at this time. This will probably be our second month. We're really trying to stick to a budget. Our first month having been December. But of course with Christmas and everything, you know, it's a little harder to stay on budget at that time. But that's why with the new year, we want to be able to really try to stick to a budget so that way come Christmas time in December, we'll be able to do more of the things we want to do because we will have set money aside from that. That'll go along with our sinking funds, which I'll show you guys in a minute. So go ahead and write the total. So each month, the total would be $1,140 for our variable expenses. And I know the groceries may seem kind of high to some people, but I mean, to be honest, there's been previous months where I've actually looked at our spending, and there was a time where we actually spent $1,400 on groceries, eating out, and that was really a mind-blowing thing to discover, a real eye-opener. So that's why I really want to be more persistent with having a budget and sticking to it as best as we can, because really $1,400 on food, that is such a waste. So I know in November we really were more conscious about what we spent our money on, so we were able to pretty much cut that amount in half from October to November. So from going from $1,400 plus to around $700 for the month of November. I mean, it still seems like a lot to some people, but that is a really big accomplishment for us. So I would like to continue to dwindle that down a little more, especially since it's just 3 of us living here. My son does go through a lot of snacks though. He is at that growing point. He's in a lot of sports. He is only 8 years old, but he's really tall for his age and he's very active. So he needs a lot more food for his growing body. So, but yeah, we're trying to get it down to just the $500 a month and then take out just once a week. And then I will show you guys later. We do also have on our sinking funds, we will start getting an allowance each. So for my husband, myself, and my son, each month. So say if I want to go out to eat, but I'm by myself, I don't want to use the takeout money because they're not really being a part of it. So I would have to pull that out of my allowance. So it's something we're trying. I mean, so far we've been doing it in December and it's helped out a lot. Like, we've been more conscious with our spending. So yeah, so right now the goal is to get it down to $500 a month and then take out the $120 a month. And the gas is pretty much, this is what it is. I mean, depending on how much gas is, I usually fill my car up once a week and it's maybe usually $40, but I usually like to give myself a little bit of a buffer, just because if one week I drive more than normal, I have that extra. And same thing with my husband. So for now, our variable expenses, our total is the $1,140 a month, which works out to be so 125 plus 30 plus 50 plus 65 plus 15. That is $285 each check is going just towards groceries, takeout, and our gas and household toiletries. So that does still seem like a lot to me, but you know, as long as we can start getting it lower and lower, it'll be easier to stick to. So this will be our sinking funds. And category. Sorry, my writing is so sloppy. Like I said, I am writing on the floor and I am left-handed, so these little rings are kind of getting in the way, but if I continue doing this, I'll probably get a better setup within the next couple months. Okay. So first category is emergency. And I am trying to budget $1,000 for a year, which works out to be $84 a month and $21 a check. And then my husband, he'll be getting $1,920 a year, which works out to $160 a month and $40 a check. He does get a little more because my son and I, we do have the annual pass, so that alone is like $50 each. So it kind of works out to being the same. My husband just gets like an additional $10. But yeah, so my allowance is $1,200 a year. Works out to $100 a month and $25 a check. And my son is actually getting $600 a year, which is $50 a month, and I'll just round it up to $13 a check. I mean, his allowance is more for, you know, if he wants a thing here and there, or sometimes he needs new shoes or stuff like that. It will probably come out of his budget because we don't really at this time have like a clothing budget or anything like that. So like I said, again, we're just like, you know, just starting this and trying to see what works for us, and we'll make any adjustments as we progress. So next fund is for our little doggy, and he gets $600 a year as well for like vet appointments, grooming, even though lately I have been doing his grooming, but it does like really take a toll on my back. So obviously when I want to save more money, I'll do it for him, but maybe at least once a year I would like him to get it professionally done. And then obviously his annual vet appointments and stuff, just to make sure he's still healthy. He is only 2 years old, so he's really active. My son loves playing with him, so they get along. And our next sinking fund is gifts, like birthdays and / holidays. So that includes all holidays like Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Easter. I believe that even has like Mother's Day, Father's Day. Right now, I have it at $1,400 a year, but I think I'm gonna have to increase that because just looking over December's budget, it went pretty high pretty quick. So, I mean, yeah, we would like to cut back on our Christmas budget as well, but this also includes gifts for all our family for birthdays, as well as all the other holidays. So this is probably going to have to go up, but I'm going to have to play with the numbers and see what I can do. But that gets $117 a month, which works out to be $30 a check. And then our final sinking funds at the moment is for car maintenance / tags. And I'm putting 1,100. Oops, that messed up. Not 11,000. 1,100, which works out to be $92 a month and $23 a check. I'm doing 1,100 because we do have the 2 cars. My husband's car is newer than mine. This is a 2016. Mine is a 2010. So obviously his tags are higher up than mine are. They're maybe like double. And then our car maintenance through the year, like if we get our oil changes um, at the dealer, or not really the dealer, but like Jiffy Lube or something like that. But this last time we tried doing it ourselves, and mine came out okay, but my husband had a little bit of an issue with his, so he ended up having to take it to an oil change place. But so I mean that was an extra expense on top of what he had to buy, like the oil and the filter and all of that. So that came out to more than we would have liked. But I mean, so maybe with his car we might just continue to do his at a service station, and mine we can probably do at home. So I mean, my brother helps us out with that, so we're really grateful for him to help us with that. But yeah, so I know like 1,100 looks like a lot, but I'd rather have it than not, save the side, especially like in case we ever need like new tires. Even though my husband, I believe, just got new tires this year, and mine have been replaced a couple years ago, so they should be okay for a while. But yeah, so that's what our sinking funds are at the moment. Obviously month to month, if I need to change them, I will. So I'm gonna go ahead and add all of this up. So let's see, for the year, it's 7,820, which comes out to $653 a month, and $165 a check. Okay, so that comes out to $5,816 a month, just on our sinking funds, variable expenses, debt, and fixed expenses. So, oh yeah, I wanted to calculate the extra payment for Bank of America. So our actual budget each month, I try to aim for is $6,000, and we have 5,816 accounted for. So as long as I'm not missing anything, I'll go ahead and subtract the 6,000. See what we're left over with. So we have we're left over with $184, which can be used as an extra payment for Bank of America. And I do believe that is everything. Obviously, if I messed up somewhere, I will let you guys know either in this video or the next one. But yeah, so that looks like our budget for January 2020, and I'm really excited to continue making progress on our budget and hopefully becoming debt-free. In my next video, I'll go ahead and show you guys what our current debt looks like and what our minimum payments is and how we're going to go ahead and tackle that. So thank you guys for watching. This was really fun to do. I've seen a lot of other YouTubers do these kind of videos, and I really like watching them, especially when I see them pay off debt or just being really responsible with their money, and obviously being honest when they do mess up. which is something I will try to do as well. So thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in my next video. Oh, and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you.